Hola, my little crafty monsters. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, I swear I can't stop. Dude, it's a phase. It's a phase. Seriously, he'll get over it at some point. Seriously. So, anyways, this video, first of all, let me apologize by saying that this video is completely freaking long, and I'm going to explain to you why. I'm glad you asked. So, the reason why is because I went onto YouTube and I was trying to look for tutorials that explained step by step how to actually create a binder mail, and there was no videos that actually that I found that actually explained and showed you step by step on how to actually create one and put one together and all that, you know, all that good stuff. So I decided that why don't we do that here on Paper to Masterpiece. So in this tutorial, my little boo-boos, you are going to learn how to do it step by step. This is from beginning to end. This is the same reason why the video is long, and without making the video any longer, boo-boos, because y'all talk too much. Seriously, sometimes I just want to like get in here and be like quick, but y'all just start talking and anyway. Let me show you what we did. So we made this binder. Now this binder, we purchased it at Walmart, and let me just show you what the actual binder looked like. This is what we purchased at Walmart. It was an all-white binder. Okay, we purchased this little bad boy at Walmart. Okay, it's a 1-inch, right? And so what we did, and I'm going to tell you what we did, boo-boo, is we went ahead and we print out this DSP paper. All these DSP paper, we printed them out from a website on the Etsy shop, and I purchased this from some designer by the name of Dadart Design. Dadart Design. D-A-D-A-R-T Design. So I went ahead and I purchased this. This is called the Vintage Circus. So the whole theme here, if you haven't already noticed, is Vintage Circus. Okay? And we went ahead and put a border with this beautiful trim that I have. It's like a bluish, dark blue is what I was told. Like a something like that. And gold. How gorgeous is that? Right? We went ahead and did that. We put some little bling, because you know you can't have anything in life without the bling, boo-boo. Then we went ahead and we made this little card. We printed this out. This is also, the design was from the Dadart Design, and we edited it on our Microsoft Word. We added the name of the recipient, and then I went ahead and on Google, I searched Vintage Circus clip arts, and then I found a bunch of little clip arts, and so I printed them out, and I cut out this little elephant with this little clown, and we went ahead and backed him up on some dimensionals with the little eyelash yarn, eyelash yarn. We went ahead and put it around there. We also did the same thing to this sign. We went ahead and lifted this up on some dimensionals, and we went ahead and add some eyelash yarn all around it to give it that little extra pop, because I thought that was going to be extra. Now, in this whole entire project, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I used a lot of the eyelash yarn because I'm a believer of use what you got, and I love to use eyelash yarn for that sparkle and for that little, I just love to use it, okay? Stop yelling at me. So anyway, we went ahead and we made this little tassel. So if anybody doesn't know how to make tassels, I'm going to show you guys how to make this tassel out of ribbons. There's ribbons and some eyelash yarn. Okay? And I went ahead and put that on a lobster claw, and then I made a hole right here on the actual binder with my hole puncher, and I tied it with a little ribbon, the same ribbon that I used on the actual tassel. So that's what we did. Then we used some DSP paper to do the spine, and then we used a DSP paper to do the back, and that's exactly what we did. Now for the inside, are y'all ready for the inside, Bobo? The inside, this is the page that we decorated. I went ahead and I glued this paper, the DSP paper. Also, I got it from the Dadart Design, and I purchased this paper there, and I glued this inside this pocket, so this pocket is still usable. Then I went ahead online, like I said, I searched the vintage Circus clip art on Google, and I found a bunch of stuff. This is one of the tents that I found, and so was this little sign that I found. So I printed these little bad boys out. I printed 2 of these tents out because I love to make them 3D-ish. So this is lifted. I don't know if you could tell. Oh yeah, see? So this is lifted, and so is this little part that's supposed to be the part of the curtain that's open. So that's lifted, and I will show you guys how I did that. And then over here, we went ahead and made a shaker element. So this is a little shaker element. Okay, we went ahead and did this. We did this with our We Are Memory Keepers frame board. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I did that. I just printed this little bad boy and the bear from Google, and so did this little Ferris wheel. I also did that on Google. I will show you guys how I did that. All of the paper, all the DSP paper that you guys see is basically from the Dadart Design. I did purchase that from him. But all of the clip art stuff I didn't purchase that. I just got it from Google. So this is also a little 4-page pocket letter that we made. And we went ahead and we designed this. We're going to go ahead and make this little bad boy on the video, so stay tuned for that. Now, just so you guys know, there is going to be a part 2 in this video. I'm so sorry to finish the whole entire book and actually, you know, do all the little final touches, and then we're going to go ahead and add the paper in the back of this pocket letter. But so far right now, this is what we have done. And then I made these little dividers. I just went ahead and I glued 2 DSP papers together, okay? And then I made this little pocket. I will show you on the video how we made this little pocket. And then this is a little clip art that I got from Google. And then we just added these little embellishments. This is the goodies that I made. We're also going to be making these little bad boys on the video. These are those little banners that we've been making. And so I made some in the circus theme. And I went ahead and put these in the pocket, okay? And then the back of that divider is just this little cute drape, and then this little zebra that has the little circus clothing on. And then this is another divider. This divider, I just went ahead and I got this from Google, and I got I got this from Google, and I printed this. And then I went ahead and I made some rosettes, just like the ones that we did on a previous tutorial. And then that's going to go into this little pocket, and then we made the topper on that. And then the back of that divider is just really simple. I went ahead and I printed these little guys out from Google, and I cut these out and I put them on dimensionals, and then I cut out that from Google as well. I mean, printed it out from Google and from Z Googles. And then this is another divider, because we did 3 dividers for this binder. And then this is a pocket. I haven't put anything in this pocket yet. This is a sign that we also found on Google, and this little vintage clown, which I thought was cute. And then in the back of that, we did the same thing that we did to a previous one, which was like a little stage I kind of did with the little curtain. This little curtain is on dimensionals. It's 3D. And then this little elephant on this thing, I don't know what that is. And then we're adding some extra little clear sleeves for the recipient to enjoy and do whatever they want. In the back pocket, we went ahead and we put this little bad boy and this little elephant. These both things are from Google. And then I couldn't find a vintage circus stickers, but I did find this little carnival one, which had little popcorn and little animals and stuff, and I just said, hey, why not? So then this is what the little recipient's gonna get. I just went ahead and I put my own little bag topper on that. And so So far this is what we have done with this binder from start to finish. I even showed you some of these embellishments, the pocket letter and everything that we made in this little bad boy, as well as that shaker element, this little shaker thing right here. And let's get down to business, boo-boo, and let's get crafting, because this is a long video. I will see you guys in a bit. Hola, hola, my little crafty monsters. So this is the binder that we picked up at Walmart, and these are the DSP papers that we print out from Dadart Design, and I went ahead and I already cut out the white edges. So these are already cut to size to the binder. And we're going to get started on this little bad boy. First, we're going to go ahead and ink the edges with black soot. You guys are going to notice that I am going to ink the edges with black soot on the whole entire project, because I wanted this to look very vintage, very used, very dirty, very kind of, you know, I mean, vintage. So I did use a lot of inking on the edges of the whole entire project. You will notice that even on the clip arts or everything. I mean, first of all, you guys already know that I love to ink a lot of my projects. So right here, we're basically inking all the edges to everything. And we will be using the same color. So don't worry about me switching up colors here and there. No. We are going to use black soot on the whole entire project. So go ahead and ink the edges of your DSP paper that you will be using. And then after, when you're done, you could go ahead and start gluing that on the little bad boy. Now, I didn't want to use hot glue because I knew that the hot glue would basically melt that plastic. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I picked up this Fix-All glue, which is kind of like an E6000. It's kind of like a crazy glue. It's crazy. It really holds really good. Now, I must warn you guys, because this glue has a real high chemical, and I can tell you, you'll notice by even the smell of it. You don't want to use this on a very thin DSP paper. You want to use it on those thicker cardstock ones that can hold the moisture and that chemical or whatever. So if not, you can use another adhesive. I didn't know anything else that would glue that paper onto that smooth surface of that plastic without using a hot glue that would melt it. Right here, I'm just going to weigh it down for a little bit so that I can go ahead and glue the sheets that I'm going to put in the inside. I'm going to do the exact same thing, except I'm only going to glue the very top of these sheets, because I feel like the bottom part of the sheet, nobody's really going to be able to pull that out. So I'm only going to glue the edges of that. And yeah. And so it's going to be permanently in there. And then this one is a little bit smaller, so we're going to go ahead and trim this little bad boy and then re-ink that side that we cut, because that side needs to be re-inked. And then we're going to go ahead and glue that little bad boy to the inside of that. Then we're going to just wait for this to dry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put those stack of papers. You want something that's going to be heavy that you could go ahead and put on there, so that it will basically hold that paper securely down. And this was about a few hours already, and this is the end result. Now, if you guys will notice that on some little bit of the paper, you're going to be able to see a little bit of the parts where I put the glue, and this is why I'm telling you it was kind of like a chemical reaction the paper had. So you don't want to use anything that's thin. So right here I was trying out this purple ribbon, and I said, nah, I'm not gonna use that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do something else to this little bad boy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start decorating the front part of this little guy. And I did create this little card that we're gonna put in the very front on Microsoft Word. I went ahead and I put the recipient's name, Tammy Sexton. And this is what we're going to use as the focal point for the front of this book. So we're going to go ahead and, of course, ink the edges of these little bad boys, because we definitely need to ink the edges of these. And then we're going to put some double-sided tape in the back of this, and we're going to go ahead and add our handy-dandy eyelash yarn. Now, just to warn you guys right now as well, we will be using the eyelash yarn throughout the whole entire project, because that was my way of adding a dramatic kind of shine, kind of like glittery sort of, I don't know, I just like the way it looks. So after I put the double-sided tape around the edge, I'm going to go ahead and put these foam adhesives, these little dimensions, so that it's going to go ahead and be lifted. And I'm going to take off the backing of only the double-sided tape so that I can add the eyelash yarn on the edge. And we're going to use the black one just to, you know, give it a little something. And you can't really tell, but this eyelash yarn is very metallic and very glittery. So it's kind of gives it that little sparkle, plus that dark, mischievous darkness of black. Freaking love it. So now we're going to go ahead and add this little bad boy onto the very front of this. Now, just so you guys know, that when I was sizing these and I was editing, oh my god, I can't even talk, editing it on the Microsoft Word, you know what, Mexico, just stop it. Anyway, it doesn't really line up with those stripes, but I just did the best as I could in order to line those stripes up. But if they don't line up, don't worry guys, don't kill yourself over it. So now we're going to add this beautiful trim that I had purchased at my little favorite store in downtown LA. And but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and paint the edges of that white. I didn't like how that white looked. And this is not really paint. This is actually like a purple tint, kind of with glitter. It's more glitter than anything. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and stain that white part with this little purplish, just to give it some more other color as well too. Because I mean, the Circus is colorful. I mean, even in the vintage, they were kind of colorfuls, right? Well, I'm hoping they had purple in there, because we did add purple in this. So anyway, like I said, this is a purple tint, and it is a glitter one. It's just glitter. So I'm just lightly putting this on the edge of the white, because I just don't want it to be white. And this dries pretty quickly, just so that you guys know. So doing this, and by the time you finish the last part of this little binder, that very front, the front part of the book, that's actually already dried. So this is all I'm going to do to the edges. And then after I do this, this is where we're going to go ahead and add that gorgeous little trim. But we're also going to help this little bad boy out to dry by using our blow dryer to dry this little paint, just so that we kind of speed up the process, because boo-boos, this is a long project. Now, like I said, guys, this is an easy project, but it is just time consuming. And so, you know, you want to kind of take your time on making these little bad boys, because I really think that you could really look outside of the box, and you guys could get really creative on what it is that you guys want to create, like what theme. Like, you know, honestly, when I said I wanted to make this into a vintage circus theme, I didn't realize that it was going to be really hard to find a lot of stuff. There isn't really a lot of vintage circus stuff out there, so I just had to improvise and use what I got, and then use resources online like Etsy when I found Dadart Design that had the vintage DSP paper, and then I just was able to find a few little clip arts, and you just make it work, boo-boos. You don't really need to get all crazy about it. But if you do pick a theme that is easier to, you know, to find stuff, then oh my god, you guys could go crazy on these binders. It's like they're super fun. Seriously, I could honestly tell you that I had a lot of fun making this. Will I make another one? Hell yeah, I'd make another one, boo boo, because I really liked making it. Now, the next time I make it, I'm just not going to be on a crunch time and try to finish the project super fast, because this was the whole entire tutorial. So I did have to kind of work fast and kind of try to finish it off. So like I said, that's why we're going to do a part 2, so that I can finish off all the other goodies, because there's still a flip tag that needs to be done, and there's 2 little envelopes that need to be done, and then I want to add little stickles here and there to make certain things glitter and make certain things shine and stuff like that. And I do want to add little gold accents here and there, so we are not going to be done. But this beginning of the video series of this little bad boy, I believe it's going to cover all of the basics on how to glue this little bad boy down, and how to just basically decorate it simply. Simply, is that even a word? Yes, it is. Don't judge me. So you could simply, well, no, the first time I said it, it sounded a lot different. But anyway, you could go ahead and just decorate this really simple, and it's gonna have a really big impact. There's millions of trims out there. If you guys don't have something that looks similar to this, that if you are doing a vintage circus theme, I mean, there's so many different vintage trims that you could basically use. I mean, possibilities are endless, like I always say. So that's all I'm doing here. Oh, and then also too, in part 2, we're gonna go ahead and kind of cover up a little bit of that back, the back part of the book, because so far right now, that's all gonna be plain. But we will finish that on part 2. So that's how easy that was. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a little clip art in the front, which is going to be this little elephant that I got from Google. All I did was I searched vintage circus clip art, and then I found this little bad boy. And so I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this little guy, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges, because like I said, boo-boos, we're going to ink the edges on everything. Everything gets inked today. Todo. And go ahead and just cut him. Now, if you're going to do something cutesy like fairy or something like that, you probably don't want to ink the edge with black. You probably want to use like a pink or a yellow or like a little light green or something like that. But I really think that inking the edge of any project looks so freaking adorable. You just, you know, it just accents it. So we're going to put some eyelash yarn in the back of this little elephant. Surprise, surprise. And that's just to make it also pop. Like, hey, look at me. Because that's basically what we wanted to do. And we're going to go ahead and add some gold, because we have black in the back of that card, and then we're going to have gold in the back of this little bad boy. And then we're going to put a little foam dimension on him, and then we're going to stick him in the, well, try to do him in the very center of this card. But anywho, and then after we got this little bad boy on here, we are going to add some black gems to just 2 corners of this book, just to give it an accent. You don't want to get crazy. Unless you want to get crazy, then you could add it to the whole book. But we're going to go through my little stash of gems. Yes, Jessie has a huge collection of gems. Don't judge me. And then all of my gems have the color on them, if you guys notice. So we're going to take out some of the ones that we will be using. And these are the little bad boys I want to use. And so some of these don't have the color. I'm going to have Miguel write the color on these little bad boys for me, so I couldn't really use them because I couldn't see what color they were. That's the problem Jesse has with that problem. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and add these little gems on only the corners, like I said, because I only want to add a little accent, but I do want some sort of bling on the very front as well, besides that little eyelash yarn. And that's it for the very front. I really thought that that looked cute. I'm just gonna add some bling on the top and the bottom of the actual card, and we are done. Like, we are done, guys, because I really think that there's a lot going on right there. You know me, I'm more of a plain and simple than complicated kind of guy. I mean, you know, that's just who I is, boo-boo. So now we are going to start working on the little pockets of the inside of these little bad boys. And this is a little tent that I got from Google. And I'm not going to really do anything with that flag, so I cut off that little flag. But what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and cut this little bad boy out. And we're going to cut a second one because I'm going to do this into a 3D kind of dimensional clip art. So I'm going to add another roof on top of that roof. And then that little flat part that's open of the tent, I'm going to go ahead and put that on a 3D too to make it look like it's just basically open. And I like to do this a lot to a lot of the clip arts, because you guys have seen, like at Michael's or Zichobelobes, the stickers that they basically have there that are 3D that kind of, you know, pop. It's basically creating those. That's how easy it is to create those. I mean, there really is no biggie to it. Seriously, guys. I mean, if you guys have a printer, or if you guys have double of something, just cut out a few little pieces of it and glue it on the top of the other one and make it into a 3D. It just, I don't know, I just think it looks so much cuter that way. So we're gonna go ahead and add these little foam dimensions on it, and I have to cut these to make these into a, you know, custom size. That's the beauty of this and scissors. You could custom size them. And then we're going to slap these little bad boys on here. Don't forget to ink the edges of everything, even these little pieces, because that shadowing of the inking also gives it that extra pop. And so, oh, well, look at that. My watch said I achieved my goal. See? Doing this tutorial and working out at the same time. Anyway, so go ahead and put your little top part of your tent, in which I thought was adorable. And then we're going to put some double-sided tape on this, and then we're going to attach that to our little pocket. And I'm not really going to do too much to the actual pocket. I'm going to leave it really plain and simple because, I mean, we're going to put eyelash yarn behind this little tent just to make it pop. But I mean, I'm really not doing too much to this because I filled with that DSP paper, the little tent, and then we're going to add this little circus sign that we got from Google. I really think that it looks nice. I was going to use that, but I said, no, boo-boo, no. Let's keep it simple. So we're going to go ahead and keep it simple, boo-boo. And this is the little sign that we're going to go ahead and use. It's more like a little poster. I guess this is a vintage poster that they used back then. That somebody created, obviously. It's not real, but, you know, this is what it might have looked like back then. So then I'm going to add some double-sided tape on that little bat boy. Little bat boy. Oh my God, I sounded Asian right there. What is wrong with you, Jesse? So we're just going to... Oh my God, he is out of control, guys. Seriously. I'm telling you, this was a long project. So just go ahead and add that little bad boy on there. And we're going to add the eyelash yarn on the back of this tent. So after we do that, we'll put him on some dimensions, and then we'll add him onto that, that pocket. And that's, you know, more or less what we're going to do to this. I didn't, like I said, I didn't really want to get too crazy and too elaborate on this pocket. I don't know. I just did it, boo-boos. Remember, less is more sometimes. And that's a busy background with those big old polka dots I put. So I just said, you know, that'll be cute. And how adorable is that, guys? See? It'll make it that cute. And then we'll add some little rhinestones on the bottom. And that's done. Let's move on to the next one. The next one, we're going to just do a mirror image of the same thing, except we're not going to put a tent. We're going to use a different little clip art character, but we are going to use another poster. And so this is the poster that we also got from Google. And like I said, I really loved these posters because they just look really vintage, like way back then. And I really feel like I'm going to do this again. I'm going to use an elephant for the side of this little bad boy. But I really feel like I want to do this again. I want to make another one of these little books. And just basically keep it for myself. Because I really loved it. I mean, it came out amazing. You guys are going to see. I mean, if you guys already are not falling in love with this, then you most likely will not like the rest of the project. But if you're already falling in love with this, boo-boo, stay tuned, because it's going to keep coming. And so right here, we're just going to go ahead and add this little bad boy on there. And then I really thought I was going to use that bear, but I'm not going to use that bear. I'm going to use this elephant that's standing up on one leg because I really think that he's cute. We're going to call him One Leg. What movie is that from? Oh my God, I totally forgot. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and cut this little guy out and we're going to ink him. And then we are going to just make him fabulous is basically what we're gonna do. I always like to cut as close as I possibly can, and then I'll go in with my little, scissors, and I will get really, really, really close to it. I'm still gonna leave a little bit of white. It's okay because we're gonna ink him, so that white will get inked and you won't even be able to see it. I like doing this to a lot of my clip art because it just makes it impossible for you to see the uneven cut. But in this case, it works as two things. It shows no uneven cuts, and it also will make it kind of look that vintage look because that's the look that we're going boo-boo. And then we're going to add some eyelash yarn behind him because I feel that it is necessary. I told you we were going to use this on everything. You guys thought I was joking. Seriously, boo-boos. No, he was not joking. He really, really is going to use it on everything. This project is basically going to make me have to purchase some more eyelash yarn because I'm going to use it all on here. Just kidding. I stock up. So I'm just going to add some little bling because like I said, I wanted to do like a mirror image, but just different, a different poster and a different little clip art, but basically do the same thing. And then that's going to be it for these little pockets because, I mean, how adorable are these little pockets, right? We're going to have to start working on our little dividers and then our little shaker, and then our little 4 pocket letter that we're gonna insert into here. I mean, there's so many things that we're gonna do in this video, guys, so don't go anywhere, come back. There's still mucho más. So now we're gonna work on the little center dividers, and the center dividers, I just cut them down so that they're gonna go ahead and fit in the inside of the binder, which was 8.5 by 5.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these two together to make them a double-sided paper. Now, if you go over or if one is smaller than the other, do not worry, guys. That is the reason why we have scissors. We can go ahead and cut that little part off. And like I said, do not worry because We will be inking the edge of both sides of these little DSP papers, so you're not really going to be able to see any imperfections. But if you are going to use paper that's already double-sided, it most likely will be thick, but it's not going to be thick enough to be a center divider, I think. So you would probably still have to add a different paper to the back of it just to make it a little bit more sturdier, is what I'm thinking. Now we're just gonna go ahead and add light glue on here. You guys don't want to add too much. And then I just use my little roller to make sure that it is all smooth and stuff. Now, if you do add a lot of glue and you saturate paper, it is going to show. But if you just put a really light coat, now you guys have to notice that when I put glue on stuff, I really don't put a lot. It might look a lot on the actual video, but I never push on the bottle. Whatever is coming out of the bottle naturally, I just rub it all over the paper. And that's basically all I add to any project. And so anyway, after you're done gluing these little bad boys together, you can go ahead and start inking these. Now, on the part that is probably sticking out too much, you're going to want to cut that little part off from the DSP paper. But if you don't care, like I don't, because it's not really going to show that much, just go ahead and ink that little bad boy and nobody will ever know. And so these are going to be the little bad boys that we're using as the center dividers. And we're going to make some pockets for each one of these little papers. And I'm going to go ahead and basically use the same paper throughout the whole entire project, but I'm just using them on different elements as far as like dividers and pockets and stuff like that. You guys will notice. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and make a pocket out of this guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a pocket out of this guy as well. And we need one more, which is this little bad boy. We're also going to make a pocket out of him. And pockets are really easy, guys. Seriously, all you have to do, like I've said before, is whatever measurement of a pocket you want, just add an extra inch. And then on the bottom, just add an extra ½ an inch. And then on your scoreboard, you're gonna score the part that you added the extra inch. You're gonna score ½ an inch on each side of that paper, and then you flip it to the bottom, and then you're gonna score that at ½ an inch. And then all you have to do is just trim off the little corners, and you'll have your little pocket. I always trim off the corners just so that it fits a little bit better. You kind of want that to happen. If not, you're going to have this bulkiness of the actual fold of the corners. So, I mean, making a pocket for any size is really easy, guys. And then it's just really centering these little bad boys. And so this is the way I like to center it. I put him down, I flap him over, and then I just add the glue. And I add that first tab. Once I got that little first tab down, then it's all gravy after here, boo-boo. Then all you gotta do is just add some glue on the sides and then just close that shut. And you have your pocket right there. And I forgot to ink this little bad boy, so I'm gonna just try to fix that. And it kind of did work. So on the other two, I will be inking that before I glue that bad boy down. I just completely forgot. And so this is the part where you'll see me ink that. I will not make that mistake again, boo-boo. Whew, I know that happens to some of you crafters too. Like, we say we're going to do something or we forget or whatever. You just keep going. Keep on moving, boo-boo. And then so we're going to glue this little pocket in the front of this divider the same way. We're going to put the bottom tab first, and then we'll do the two sides, and it'll be a lot easier to attach that little bad boy. And then this way too, you'll be able to make sure that you're centering that and it's exactly in the position that you want it to make this little bad boy. And we're going to do that to the last one. And these are actually going to be the little pockets where I will be adding some little goodies for the recipient. And you can add whatever you guys want. You can add a little note. You can add some goodies. You can add, I mean, whatever you want to stuff these little pockets with. But now you have a pocket on each one of your dividers that you will be able to go ahead and add, like I said, the goodies. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my We Are Memory Keepers little hole puncher, and we're going to punch the little holes on the center dividers so that we can go ahead and attach these to our binder. And that's basically all we're doing right now. We're looking for our We Are Memory Keeper board. And these are the little pegs that come with it. So this is the part that hole punches it. And you just want to go ahead and put that to the size, which this was perfect. It was perfecto, mijo. And then just add that little bad boy on there. We will be adding some little hole enforcements on these little guys, just so that it's going to give it that extra stability. Now, this paper that I use, it is pretty thick. And with the two papers glued together, it just made it super thick. But I still want to add some of those little hole enforcements because I really like those. I kind of always custom make them myself. I will get the white ones because they're pretty cheap, and then I just color them with marker. Now, I don't get all crazy and all perfect on coloring them, especially on this project because I am doing distress looks and vintage looks. So, you know, if they're not colored completely perfect, then it still goes with my theme. But as long as it has that little touch of color, and you'll be fine, honestly, to tell you the truth. And you can do anything you guys want with these. You could also get your distress ink, and you can go ahead and just ink each one of these little bad boys if you don't want to use a marker. You can do anything you like, my friend. And right here, I'm just going to add them to the dividers, and then I'm going to add the dividers onto my little binder. But we do have to decorate these bad boys. We're not going to go too crazy on decorating. We are going to use some clip arts though, just to kind of like, you know, give it a little element in the front of each of these pockets, just so that they're not just plain and it's just not, you know, the DSP paper that is doing all of the work. We do kind of want to add something in the front. But I didn't want to get too crazy because I don't want it to be too busy either. And so right here, we're just going to add this little seal, and I will be inking this little guy, and I will also be backing him with the purple net ribbon that you guys have seen me pull out because it's really glittery and it's really pretty. And I've been wanting to use it. So right here, I'm just going to make it really uneven, just like a piece, because it's just going to be a background. I mean, it doesn't have to be a specific shape. It just has to be a background. And I'm going to go ahead and add him with some hot glue because the hot glue will hold that little bad boy. And I will be adding some hot glue in the middle of that seal just to make sure that it's secure, because that stuff is made out of glitter, that ribbon. And for some reason, I feel like sometimes those foam adhesives will not stick onto glitter. They'll come off with the glitter. And so that's why I added some hot glue. And then that's the little, you know, accent that I wanted behind that seal. It's like super glittery, and I really love how it looks. And so right here, all I'm going to do is just add these little stickers that I had purchased at the Dollar Tree way back then. And I think they still have them. I do believe I've still seen them at the Dollar Tree. I think they're like a forever sticker there. And so right here, we're going to go ahead and just add my little zebra. And this little zebra, I'm going to back him up with some eyelash yarn. And I'm going to make him like if he was in a stage. We're going to make him a little star. And we're going to put a curtain, a drape on the very top to make it look like a stage. Now, I thought I was going to use this little bear, but it just so happens that we went the opposite way. and we're not going to use him on this actual page. We will be using him, just not here. I think right here, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a little zebra. And I definitely want to use this stage, these curtains that I downloaded from Google. I actually found these searching for the Circus. When I was searching for Circus, these little drapes came out, so I was like, hey, I could definitely use those because it looks like a little stage. You could use these for any other project as well too. I mean, I think it would be really, really cute. You can make them into like, you know, those dimensional clip arts. Like I said, you just print out 2 of them and, you know, stack the pieces on top of each other just to make them 3D. But anywho, right here I'm just going to go ahead and ink this, and then after we ink this, we're going to add some of those little foam squares on the back of this just so that it's raised up, and then we're going to put that little zebra in the very center of this. Like I said, we're going to make him into a star, and we're going to make him stand in the middle of this little stage area with that little DSP paper with the star and the mustache. I thought was adorable. I'm serious. Like, I'm really, really in love with that paper. I gotta honestly say that that's a cute paper. The colors and everything, they just go wow together. It just looks very, very nice. And so now we're gonna go ahead and stick this little bad boy onto our divider, and then we're gonna go ahead and put some eyelash yarn behind this little bad boy, and then we'll stick him on the very center. Like I said, it's going to be really, really easy to decorate these dividers. You don't want to get too elaborate because after all, they are just dividers. But you know, it goes pretty quick when you add little elements here and there, or little sceneries, which I thought this was a cute scenery. I love zebras. And then he's wearing like a little circus saddle. I think it looks cute. And so we're going to go ahead and decorate this little bad boy. And we're going to go ahead and put the little tent. This little tent, I also got it from Google. And it was just under the same search, which is the vintage circus. And so like, just go ahead and fussy cut this little bad boy. I'm going to go ahead and ink this, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this in front of this little page. I mean, really decorating these pages, you could just decorate them however you guys want, honestly. It really depends on the theme that you guys are doing as well. If you guys are doing like, you know, a cute little mermaid theme, that would be really cute to decorate these with the little mermaids and the DSP papers. And if you're doing like a little fairy theme, or like, you know, a beach theme or a summer theme or whatever it is, I mean, you guys, honestly, you guys could get really creative, or you could really get something kind of a theme that a lot of people don't use. Like, I mean, I don't really see a lot of people doing vintage circus themes at all, honestly, to tell you the truth, in the swapping world. Jesse, what are you saying? In the swapping world. I haven't really seen a lot of people doing the vintage circus, but I can honestly tell you that there really isn't a lot of things out there, which is kind of good because it really, really makes you think outside of the box, and it really makes you superly get creative. Is that even a word, superly? Yes, it is. Don't judge me. We're making up a lot of words in this tutorial, guys. Just keep rolling. So right here, we're going to go ahead and just put this little carriage. Now, this little carriage, I loved it because it had the cage where it has the little lion in the back, and I don't know, I just thought it was really cute. I love carriages with, you know, with the horses and stuff. Now, I know this is an animal in a cage, and some of you guys are probably all like, oh my god, but circuses are so bad, which, yeah, I agree. Honestly, to tell you the truth, guys, I am completely against the whole circus. But this is a vintage circus, and this is just a swap, so I'm not supporting them in any way. I'm just making a project with it. But anywho, I had to clarify that before I got somebody messaging me telling me about how cruel it is to have a tiger in a cage. But this is just, you know, this is just a project. It's fake. So anyway, I went ahead and fussy cut that, and I fussy cut some little instrument people, like the little parades. And I'm going to go ahead and glue those in front of the carriage. And then I also am going to use this ribbon, of course, because I love how it's glittery. Once I glue this on the back, I'm going to cut this on the very edge just to make it a little border around that. I thought it would look really cute. It just really made that pop out a lot more. And then these little bad boys, I'm going to go ahead and put them on foam squares. And I'm just going to go ahead and put those on the very bottom to make them look like if they're walking down the street. It's basically the circus. Here comes a circus. Now, when I was little, my parents did take me to the circus a few times. My brother and I, we did go to the circus. I believe it was Circus Vargas. And I don't even know if they still exist, but that was the one and only time I've ever been to the circus. And then after, as of course, we got older, we understood and stuff, and then, we were anti-circus. But anyway, to do projects, it's fun and it's cute. But I didn't shoot the last page because I wanted to make this, as quick as I possibly can, guys. And so all we did was just decorated that last page the same way that we did the first two. Right here now, I am using this Ranger. It's basically like a gloss, and I'm rubbing this onto my paper. And the reason why I rub this onto the paper is because when I print this, my printer is a laser ink. And there's sometimes when if you rub the paper, it will kind of take the ink off of the paper. This actually helps it to be waterproof, and it basically seals like a little wax coat on top of these images. And so they're going to stay vibrant and beautiful for a really, really long time. And that's what I use this little bad boy for. So I usually rub all my little clip arts with this, and, things that I don't want them to get messed up. So, like I said, it adds just like a coat of wax in the very front of the paper or whatever it is that you're adding it for. So that's what you guys are seeing me do right here. We're just adding this little, I will add a link in the bottom so that you guys can go ahead and purchase this if you guys would like to purchase them. And I did purchase that at Michael's. So like I said, I'll have the link in the bottom and I'll show you guys how to do that. And then right here, we're going to make this little shaker element because we are going to make a shaker so that we can go ahead and put in the inside of our binder. Now, I wasn't really sure what kind of shaker I was going to do. I was originally going to do a shaker divider, but on the divider, like a shaker element, but I just said, nah, I'll make an actual shaker divider. So right here, we're using our We Are Memory Keepers frame board. And we're just going to go ahead and turn these into frames, which this board is amazing, guys. It makes it so freaking easy. And you can make frames for anything, for any size frame. You name it, you could do it. And so we're also going to use one of those plastic sheets that I purchased with the binder. These are those little mini protecting sheets. We're going to use this for the shaker element. We're going to go ahead and try to make it right now, but you guys will see that my machine was not hot enough. So I'm just going to measure to see where I'm going to go ahead and seal and then cut, because I don't want the plastic to be too big. It's way too big for my frame. So I want to go ahead and make sure that I measure it so I know just exactly how big of a shaker I need to create. And like I said, it's going to basically be the whole entire divider, because I really thought that was really cute and I really loved how it basically looked. I as a frame, and then with the little shaker element in the middle part, I thought was really cute. If you guys don't know how to make shakers, honestly, all you need is a plastic protective sleeve or sheet, whatever this is called. And you just need one of these little heating tools so that you can go ahead and seal the edges that are open and seal in your little bits and your little sequins and glitters and all that stuff. So right here, I'm just looking into my little stash of all of my paper punches that I've done and little embellishments that I've done. And I'm going to take out these little red hearts and circles and stars, and I'm going to go ahead and take out these little black ones as well. Those are little paper elements that we're going to add into the shaker card. We're also going to add a little clip art of a Ferris wheel in the middle of this shaker card. That's going to be kind of like the little element that I want in the center. Now right here, when you guys are going to make this shaker card, or I keep saying shaker card, when you guys are going to make this shaker, just so you guys know that your heating tool should be extremely hot. So it's best that you connect it and that you let it heat for at least 15 minutes because you want it to be super hot. Right here, when I tried to do this, I had just plugged it in like 5 minutes ago and I just let it heat for 5 minutes. 5 minutes was still not hot enough for it to do its work. It wasn't sealing the plastic the way it's supposed to seal. So you guys are going to notice that I'm going to go ahead and literally try to seal this, but it's just not going to work. So I'm going to have to let this heating tool keep heating a little bit more, because the second try that I'm doing right here as well is just not working. So I'm not liking that. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and just make sure that we let this little bad boy heat. But other than that, honestly, to tell you the truth, I love making shaker tags, shaker cards, I mean, you guys have seen me make a lot of shaker cards and stuff, but I like making elements like this because it's just so easy. I mean, it's super easy. Trust me. Trust me, he said. Trust me. So right here, it was just marking the plastic, but it wasn't sealing it. So it was basically frustrating me. I said, we're going to put this aside. We're going to work on some other things while our heating tool heats a little bit more. And then we'll go ahead and come back to this little bad boy. So let's make our little pocket letter, because we do need to make a little pocket letter. And right here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut 4 pockets out, because we only have room for 4 pockets anyway. Now this pocket letter, you don't have to get all crazy, because remember, your book is already elaborate as it is. But you do want it to be the theme, and you do want it to be cute. So we're going to go ahead and use the same exact DSP paper that we've been using throughout the whole entire project. Just keeping everything uniformed and keeping everything together. And I cut this wrong. I cut it too thin. And so that's all I'm doing here. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut out some clip art that I want to use on here, and maybe some little signs or whatever it is that I'm going to use. Not really too 100% sure yet, but you know, we'll work with it. We're also going to cut out some paper to do the back part of this pocket letter. However, in this first video, we don't get that done. We will do it on the second part. But trust me, there will be something in the back of these little pocket letters. And so these are some of the little clip arts that we're going to go ahead and use. And you also want to use other elements in this little pocket letter, like washi tape and like little rhinestones, and like, you know, you could use like little tissues or, you know, pieces of papers or stuff like that. I mean, there's just so many things that you could basically use with, you know, with your little embellishing your pocket letters. Right here, I am just putting it on the top of the plastic. I'm not going to glue these onto the plastic. I'm just putting them there just to kind of give me an idea on how it is that I want this little bad boys to look. For the most part, I do not have an idea of what I'm doing. I'm just cutting out things that I think are cute and things that I want to use, and I'm just going like that with the flow. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, Bobo. And so I like fussy cutting stuff. I mean, it's no biggie to fussy cut things. So that's why I always like printing out my own clip arts and, you know, adding those elements onto my project. So now these are some of the little posters and signs that I'm going to use on this little pocket letter in the back, kind of like the background. I really liked these little signs. Some of them had like a copyright watermark on them, but I thought they were so cute, and honestly, to tell you the truth, guys, it was so limited. Even on Etsy I was looking and I didn't find a lot of stuff, so the things that I did find, I mean, some of the websites were off, so I basically just copied the image and I still printed it anyway. I mean, you can't really see it, but you know, some of these little signs, I think it's only like 2 of them have like the watermark on them, but they're still kind of cute. I mean, so I still use them. And right here I just used some washi tape, and I went ahead and added the little sign and the little elephant on the front, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some little distress, and I add all of the elements first and then I distress this with the ink, because I just think that it covers the whole entire picture, and I thought it just looked a lot better. Then we just add some of those little stickers for some color, and that's how easy I'm just decorating these little bad boys. I'm not getting too crazy with the pocket letter. I just want to keep them with the theme. I want to put a little message, and you know, and then maybe some little rhinestones or some little pearls or whatever it is that I want to use at this moment. But that just alone gives it all these little extra cuteness to the pocket letter. And now we just need 2 more little pockets. That's how easy and how fast we are getting this done, boo-boo. If you go over, just cut the edges. It kind of still looks cute when you kind of do things like that. So if something doesn't fit, kind of make it go over and just cut it down to the size of the card. And I do that to some of these little guys too, like the tail of the little horse. I cut his tail off. And then you just go ahead and ink the little bad boy, because that just pulls everything together. I'm going to add a little bit of something onto these two, because you want these to still bling to make them look a little cute. And then here's the last pocket. Like I said, guys, that's how easy and how fast the little 4 pocket letter, because these little binders are small anyway, so you can't really do a big old pocket letter. So making 4 little cards is easy. And these are the little clip arts that I'm using on the front of this little pocket letter. I'm going to add some little, some of those little stickers on there, the little gems, and that's it, boo-boo. He's actually done. I almost forgot to cut that little horse's tail off. So there's a little pocket letter. I'm going to add some washi tape on the very side, and then I'm going to have to figure out where to hole punch it, because that part was a little bit hard. I was going to add paper in the inside. I don't know if you guys have seen me do that before on some of my pocket letters, but I didn't have anything long enough, so I just used the washi tape. The same washi tape that we used inside the pocket letter is the same one I'm using on the edge. And we're going to go ahead and just try to figure out where to hole punch this. Now, I did mess up on one of the holes. I did make a hole where it was not supposed to be at. So we're going to go ahead and cover that up with one of these little stickers. Those ones that we got from the Dollar Tree. And nobody will ever notice. So that's where you're going to see me kind of cover that little bad boy up. And then I just add one to the other spaces just to kind of pull it all together. And that's our pocket letter and our little center dividers. Now, let's go back to our little shaker element and see if our heating tool is hot enough to seal this little bad boy. And yeah, now this little bad boy is sealing the way it is intended to seal. So that's basically the trick. You just have to make sure that your heat tool is completely heated so that it could work you know, properly. Now we're going to go ahead and do our little mixture that we're going to add in the inside. This is the little plate that I always use. Now these are the red stars I want to use, and I'm going to use some black circles and some black stars as well. And I will be using some kind of, those are like a glitter, chunky kind of glitter, but like, you know, the real chunky ones. And then we're using some sequins, some red, some black, and some cream color, because we do have some cream colors in there. And we're going to go ahead and add some gold glitter to this as well, but it's going to also be kind of a chunky glitter as well. So you guys are going to see me use that, because I really thought that adding the glitter inside of this too was really cute. And then we're going to add 2 little spoons of this little bad boy in there, because you have to have the glitter. And that's our little shaker element. Now we're going to go ahead and seal the very top of this little bad boy with our heat tool. And I like to run this a few times just to really get a real good seal. I use the wheel. The wheel is my favorite. I don't like using that little skinny one because that has a chance of tearing. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and get my double-sided tape, and I'm going to line the frame, the middle part of the frame. This is going to help hold that shaker mechanism in place. I'm also going to use some glue to seal the paper together. So you guys will see me use both adhesives, the double-sided and the wet glue. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and take off the backing from that double-sided tape, and I'm going to add my little shaker element. I'm going to try to center this as center as I possibly can. How cute and easy is this, right? And then we're going to do the same thing to this one, but we're going to go ahead and add the wet adhesive onto the first sheet right here. And then I'm going to try to center this as best as I possibly can without effing it up. And Jesse effed it all up. But it's okay, because we could just get our scissors and we can go ahead and cut off all the edges that, you know, were kind of uneven, because Jesse kind of did it a little too fast. I guess you guys could be a little bit more careful when you put that frame on. I went a little too quick. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and start decorating this by inking it. And then we're going to go ahead and put some eyelash yarn in the back of that little sign that we just cut out, that carnival poster. And we are going to use like a little bear. That bear that we had cut out for that center divider, we will be using that in front of this little shaker card, because I think is really, really, really cute. And that was that part that I needed to cut off. And so we're going to go ahead and just add those 2 little elements, and add some little Tombow glue to that, just so that I know that it's going to stick to the plastic. And then I'm going to add some little double-sided tape onto this, because we will be adding some eyelash yarn in the back of this little bad boy, because you know that's what we're using on everything. And then we're going to go ahead and attach him to the very top corner of that shaker mechanism, that little shaker divider that we just did. So in all reality, we made kind of 4 dividers. We made 3 of them in the paper elements, and then we made 1 as a shaker. So there's going to be a 4 divider binder. How cute is that? Now we do have to add some little other elements. So we're going to add some gems just to make it sparkle a little bit more, because, you know, Jesse felt that the glitter was not enough. And then I'm going to add another piece of paper onto this for us to go ahead and put the 3 holes to attach it to our binder. And I'm going to add a different type of paper, just so that it's a, you know, something different, not the same DSP paper. And so still keeping it into the theme, I'm going to go ahead and cut that at 2 inches, and I'm going to fold it in half. But I'm going to score it with the help of that to fold it in half, and then I'm going to glue that onto our little shaker divider in the very center. And then this is where I'm going to go ahead and punch the holes in so that we could put this into our binder. How cute is that? And it was really, really super easy, guys, honestly. There's really nothing to it. And that's how we add our little shaker element. I really, really love how this book is coming out. I mean, I think it looks amazing. That front cover is honestly exactly how I pictured it to be. Now, these are some stickers that I purchased at, I don't remember where I purchased them. I think I purchased them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby's or Joann's. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, I had went to go look for some Circus, vintage Circus stickers, and I could not find any at that store. But I did have this in my stash because I had thought these were cute, and I purchased these about a year ago. That's why I can't remember. So I just said, you know what? That's what we're going to use, because I picked a theme that there really isn't that many stickers out there. So, you know, this is the little sticker pack. But I did put my own little bag topper, and we're going to go ahead and add this little poster or this little sign in the very front, which I thought was cute. It says, grab a nose and clown around. I thought that was cute. Grab a nose and clown around. And so we're also going to put some little gems on that, and then we're going to put that in the very back pocket. That's going to be our little sticker pack that we're going to add to this binder. And I thought, like I said, I thought those were cute. I know that it says Carnival. I know that. I know, guys. You guys are probably saying, Jesse, it's not Circus. But it had popcorn, and it had little animals, and I mean, there's still clowns there, so, you know, I thought it was cute. So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to make a tassel, because we want a little tassel or a little dangle on the outside of our little spine. So right here, I'm just getting some of these little hoops or whatever they're called. I'm not really too good with the lingo of jewelry making. And I got some of this little chain, and I'm also getting some little, you know, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to attach this little bad boy on here. But I'm looking for whatever it is that I could use. I do have some charms and stuff like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and get a lobster claw, because I want to add a lobster claw on that, so that if the recipient wants to use it for something else, they can use it for something else. Now right here, you're just going to go ahead and cut the ribbons, if you're going to make a ribbon one like mine, and just cut the ribbons out to whatever size. Make sure that they're all cut out to the same size. And I'm cutting 2 of each. I'm cutting 2 of the white and gold, and I'm cutting 2 of the white ribbon, and then I'm cutting 1 of the gold one, because I will be cutting that in half. I did need this to be a little bit thinner, so that's why we're cutting it in half. I fold it and then I cut it. And it's not the perfect half, but hey, it worked. And then so we're going to go ahead and add some black ribbon onto this as well, because I wanted to add some black onto this. And then we're also going to use some of our purple eyelash yarn, so that we can go ahead and give it some sort of a shimmer to this as well, because we got to keep using that eyelash yarn everywhere, boo-boos. And we're just cutting everything the same size. Now you want to get a little hoop that's going to be big enough to accommodate all of the ribbon that you're using and all the sizes. You don't need it to be too big, but you need it to be big enough to where you're going to be able to attach another hoop to it. And so all we're doing is we're running all of our little ribbon into our little hoop on whatever, however, you know, you want it to be. And once we got this, we're going to go ahead and wrap this with some gold yarn. I mean, no, it's gold thread. It's not yarn, because we're going to basically sew this. I'm going to show you guys how to make an easy one that will be secure, and you don't need any special clamps, because they do sell clamps if you want to be fancy about making tassels. But if you don't have that offhand, you just get whatever color thread and a sewing needle, and you just go ahead and just wrap that around. So right here, we're going to go ahead and wrap it around as many times as you want, just to make sure that it's securing that. I'm going to use a little clamp to hold this bad boy so that I can get my sewing needle, and we're gonna go ahead and sew our loose strand into our little ribbon. You guys will see. It's super freaking easy. You guys are gonna be like, I'm gonna make tassels for everything now because it's super easy. So all I'm doing is just threading the yarn. No, why do I want to keep calling it yarn? Jesse, get it together. It's not yarn. Just keep sewing the thread into different parts of your tassel, you know, here and there, and just like different areas. Do it that like a few times and you're good to go. Honestly, to tell you the truth, that will not go anywhere. That's going to stay put. I'm telling you that right now because I've made quite a few like this. And right here, I'm just going to go ahead and add that other little hoop onto this little thing. I'm going to cut all the ribbon to the size that I want them to be because you want them to be all perfect too. And so right here, there's a little bling gem divider that I'm adding because I just thought it was so cute. Now adding this stuff is really hard, especially because I don't really have nails or the special equipments to open up these little hoop rings or whatever they're called. Is that what they're called? Hoop rings? I think that's what it is. Oh my God, Jesse does know the lingo. So anyway, I needed a few more of these little hoop rings. That's what we're gonna call them. If they're not, then whatever. But we're gonna add a few of these little hoop rings to the chain, and then we're gonna add some to the bottom part that's gonna attach to our tassel. And you just want to kind of make it easier, and I don't know, I just wanted to add different stuff to it. And so I wanted it to dangle a little bit long with that chain. And then we are going to attach like this little tiara or this crown, if you want to call it, in the other part of that chain. So I'm putting the lobster claw kind of like towards the middle. You guys are going to notice that I'm putting it towards the middle, and there's going to be that excess chain kind of hanging. But that's because we are going to attach a charm onto the end of that part of the chain. And so right here, I'm just attaching everything with those little hoop rings and the little lobster claws and all that good stuff. Now, right here, this is that little crown that we're going to go ahead and use onto that little chain that we got right there. And then just attach that with a little hoop ring as well to the end of that chain. And there you go. You have a freaking tassel. How cute is that? Now this is where I cut them all to the same size because you kind of want them to be uniformed. Pero mira que tan cute. That's our little tassel out of ribbon. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hole puncher. I'm going to punch a hole. And I'm going to get some of that ribbon that I use for the tassel. I'm going to use that same ribbon to tie the tassel onto that little hole punch. But I'm going to put it through the little lobster claw. So I don't know. I just think it's cute to attach it that way. And there's the little tassel on the side of our book. I really fell in love with that tassel. I really think it really was cute. So now we're going to work on some embellishments for our little pockets for our center dividers. We're going to make 2 packages of embellishments, homemade embellishments. We are going to be making these little banners. You guys have seen me make these banners before, but if you haven't, you will be seeing it here on this tutorial. I'm going to use some DSP paper, same DSP paper that we've been using throughout the whole entire project, and I will be using some of these posters as well. Some of these little posters, I'm going to go ahead and back these on some glitter paper, and on some of them I will go ahead and leave them because they already have kind of like a black frame around them, which worked perfect. So right here, like I said, all we're going to do is just cut out our little elements that we're going to use for the front of these little banners that we're going to make. So now we're just bringing out our little scrap tub. This is the little tub where I put all my little scraps, and these are the little glitter pieces that I had. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a little frame for this little sign just to give it the extra something. And I'm not going to throw away those little scraps I just cut off because I will be using those for a later project. You guys will see. And, well, actually for the same project, but, you know, but we use them. And so these are the little straws. I needed one more, so let's cut one more little paper so that we can make one more little banner, because I'm making a total of 4. That pack is going to have 4 embellishments, and then we're going to make 4 other embellishments, which are the rosettes. And then right here, I'm just going to go ahead and measure the 1/2 inch on the 2 sides, and then the middle part, I mark it at 1 inch, just so I could go ahead and make that point. Now, if you guys don't know the measurements and stuff like that, there is the other tutorial on the vintage embellishments that I make. That gets more into the details on the measurements and all that good stuff. So you guys should definitely check out that video if you haven't already. And now we're going to cut these down to 2-inch little straws. And then we're going to go ahead and attach those onto our banners with some hot glue gun, because that attaches everything super quick and permanent. So I just add a very little bit, and then I just add the little straw on the very front. And that's going to be where we're going to go ahead and attach our twine, so that the recipient could hang these on either a project or a gift or something like that. You know, they could use them for anything they want. And so I think these are like the most easiest and the most cutest little embellishments that you can basically make. I'm really falling in love with making these little banners. Like I said, at some point I will be making some Harry Potter ones, because I feel that these in a Harry Potter thing would be cute. So over here, we're just going to add a little bit of glitter in the back of this little sign. And I really love what that says. It says, goodbye, she said, what? I'm off to join the circus, which I thought was super cute. And then we're going to go ahead and put that in one of our little banners. Now, if it is a little bit off, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it is a banner. We're not really doing too much of this. We're just going to add the little banner. We're going to add some eyelash yarn at the very bottom part of this, just like we did on the other embellishments we did. And then we're going to add a little bit of pearls and a little bit of gems. And that's basically how we're going to decorate these banners. And then besides that, just, you know, put the twine. But other than that, we're not really going to get too crazy, because I really think that the way they are is like, I don't know, they just look really, really awesome to me. I really like how they look. And so these are just the little pearls that we're going to add. And then on some, we're going to add these little gem stickers. And then on the other one, we'll add some little rhinestones. And I mean, we just kind of mix everything up so that it's all, you know, different little elements here and there, but they're all kind of similar in a way. Similar, but all different. Now right here, we're just going to add a little tiny bit of glue on the very edge, and then we'll add our eyelash yarn. And then we're going to go ahead and do that to all 4 of these little bad boys. And this is not really that hard. It's kind of easy, honestly, to tell you the truth. You want the eyelash yarn to basically be facing down and not up. So when you're placing this eyelash yarn, just make sure that you're placing it to where the eyelash part is facing down, if that makes sense. If you guys have some eyelash yarn, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is like real eyelashes. It has like a little base, and then it has the eyelashes. So basically you want the base on the glue and the eyelashes facing down, is what I was trying to say. But I couldn't say it. And then, like I said, we're just going to add the little twine to this little bad boys. And these little guys are done. I'm not going to really show me packaging them, because this video is already super long. I mean, honestly, we're at 1 hour and 40 minutes, I think. And so I felt that filming me package these it was just going to be way too long. And I did want to keep it to where I'm still showing you guys every single step of this process and not really skipping too much of the steps, because sometimes you want to see the whole entire process. So right here, I'm just knotting the twine. I'm just making a knot, and then I'm cutting off the excess and moving that knot into the inside of the straw, and that's how we basically hide that knot so that nobody really sees that knot. And we're going to do that to all of our little banners, and we're going to be done with these little banners. Then after this little bad boys, then we're going to go ahead and start working on our basically our rosettes, and we're going to make the same kind of rosettes that we basically did for our vintage, but you know, we're going to make it into a vintage circus thing. So right here I'm going to use the same paint that we used to kind of paint the little edges of this, just to give them this really like beautiful gold accent onto the edge of these little rosettes. I really love doing that because I really feel like it just gives it a little extra something. And so we're also going to use some of this huge, these are some big sequins that I have purchased at, where did I purchase them? I purchased them at Michael's. They were in the sequin section. They're actually these really big circle gold metallic. You guys have probably seen me use this on a different project. I believe I used them for the envelope letter style flip book. Oh my God, I said it. But anyway, so that's what we're looking for, but we're looking for the gold ones and I can't seem to find it, which I hate that because I don't know what bucket it's in. Just he has so many buckets and so much that it's sometimes really hard to find it, and I completely forgot to take those little bad boys out before we started. And so I know that they're kind of big on some of the rosettes, but it's okay. Like, I really feel that it still kind of looks cute with the little color barely peeping out, and then we are going to cover it with other elements on here, so you're not really going to be able to, you know, to notice that those rosettes are not 100% circle. Now we're going to go ahead and get some of these little sentiments that I have printed out. These are from various, like a lot of different designers actually, so I don't know whose belongs to who, but if you guys want sentiments, go ahead and go on to Etsy and either write digital sentiments or digital quotes, and you'll get like a bunch of different designers that design certain different ones, and you'll probably find some of these that I have. But like I said, they're all different designers, so I don't know whose is whose. But anyway, so I needed 4 of them, and so we're going to go ahead and cut those out, and we're going to go ahead and back all of these up with some black paper, because I just feel that the black paper behind these little words or sentiments or quotes, whatever it is that you're using, always makes these pop, and I really love how it looks. So just go ahead and bring out our little black scrap papers, and we're going to go ahead and back these up on some of those. And then we're going to go ahead and glue that onto our little rosettes. These rosettes, I'm going to basically make them out of, out of those little clip art circus people. It's like the little clowns and all that I had left over. We're going to go ahead and use those for these rosettes because they were perfect size. They were little guys. So I thought they were going to be perfect for these little rosette projects. So once we have these little bad boys done, we're going to start working on our little clip arts. And these are the little bad boys that we're going to go ahead and use. And so on this one, it's a little horse with a monkey, I believe. And well, it's a horse and a person with a monkey, something like that. Now we're just going to go ahead and back him up, and then we're going to go ahead and get this little horse that is being ridden by either a cat or a dog. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's a dog. And then there's the little circus conductor. I don't remember what he's called. Is he called what is he called? I don't know what he's called, but he's that ringleader. Oh my God, the ringleader. Ringmaster. I don't know. Anyways, these are the little clip arts that we're using for these. So I'm going to go ahead and add some little hot glue on these little bad boys and then put the little sentiments in the front. And then I'm going to add some little stickers and some little gems here and there just to give them a little extra pop of something. And I'm going to keep these pretty simple. I'm not really going to make these too elaborate because it is kind of a vintage and, you know, we want to keep them sort of simple. And so, but I am going to use different little elements here and there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do simple embellishments. I really like how these came out. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I really like making that little gold accent on my on the rosettes. I don't know why, I really think that looks really cute. I don't know about you guys, but I want to put gold accents on everything. And then see, that's our little embellishments that we made in our little book. So this is the end of the first part of this video. The second video, we're going to go ahead and finish the flip tag and make the 2 envelopes and then all of the little extra accents that we're going to add to the book. There you go, my little crafty monsters. Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. See, this was easy to make, kind of very easy, because you guys already know how to make a lot of the things. It was just time consuming because you had all these elements and all these little tiny projects that you're putting into this little binder. So like I said, it is easy to make, very easy to make, but it's time consuming. And this is a kind of project that you don't have to work on it all in one day. You could go ahead and work on it, you know, a few hours a day. Goodbye, Matthias. You know, he came in just to show face and then he's like, peace out. So like, you know, you could go ahead and make one of these little bad boys and, you know, work on it a few hours a day or whatever until you're done with it. And, you know, that's basically how easy it is to make this amazing little book. So, you guys, seriously, get ready for part 2. Part 2, we're going to go ahead and make a flip tag that is the whole theme of this little bad boy. And we're also going to make these large envelopes that we're going to put in here, that we're also going to put a few little goodies in there for the recipient. And then we're going to go ahead and send the little bad boy off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little like button because y'all need to know when I upload a video. So you guys need that little notification button too. So tell a friend and ask around. I hope you guys are doing this, like seriously. Matthias is over there trying to eat some paper. I don't know what he's doing. Sorry about the noise. But anyway, so that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time, goodbye.